What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the PLL Weekly Recap. My name is Steve Strings, and today we are going over Week 9, Game 3, Archers, Chaos. Now, real quick, before we get into the video, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. You guys got me to 100 subscribers on YouTube, which isn't a huge number, but I don't really care. It's a big accomplishment, a nice round number. I'm super happy, grateful for every single one of you. I see everyone that comments and likes on my videos. Love it. Thank you so much. Very grateful. Anyway, let's get back to the topic at hand. This game is quite the interesting matchup. First of all, this is two former champions facing off against each other. This is a tale as old as time, where it is one of the best offensive teams in the league versus probably, it's safe to say, the best defense team in the league, being the Chaos. The Archers, though, have been a little bit more balanced in terms of their offense and defense in recent weeks because of the return of Graham Hossack absolutely holding it down on defense for them. He's been a huge boost for them and will likely continue to hold it down. Also, on the Archer side of things, I still think it's pretty funny that Grant Ament is playing midfield while McArdle is playing attack, when while they're at Penn State, it was the exact opposite. It's working out really well for them. Both of them are kind of thriving in their different positions, so I'm definitely okay with it, but it is pretty funny to see that kind of thing. I guess their games just translate differently in the pros. On the Chaos side of the ball, it's mostly the same story for them. We know what we're getting with that team. They have a super strong, super stout, chippy, gritty defense that is going to piss off the other team. I love watching Chaos games, and I figured out it's not for any other reason than the fact that their defense is so rough that it causes the other team to get super intense, chippy, and pissed off. It just makes a great matchup with guys going at it. Still waiting for the Chaos offense to completely click because they do have a lot of good players, but I think they are playing less than a sum of their parts, and they will also be without my boy Jules Henenberg today, so we'll see how they can cope with that. Anyway, not too many pregame notes in this game. I want to get right into it because there is so much that happens. It's crazy the first quarter of this one. So you thought I was kidding. No, I'm serious. Literally the first highlight of this game is maybe the highlight of the season. Great no-look pass from Schreiber. Ambler gets stuffed by Blaze Reardon. Blaze legs this thing all the way up the field, looks off the defense, and the goalie scores on this one. Now, that's not any goalie. That's Blaze Reardon, and we have all seen him do it before. We all know that clip of him out at Albany, where he goes all the way up the field just like this, but he throws two fakes and then splits two defenders, stings a corner. This time, it's a little bit more of a simple play. For some reason, no one slides to him. I mean, I know he's the goalie, but it's Blaze Reardon, who plays forward in box lacrosse. He's no stranger to scoring goals, obviously no stranger to stopping goals, and the former MVP goalie opens up the scoring in this one. The commentators embodied everyone's reaction with this one. Play the clip.
Don't get most skilled goalie offensively. He scores! Big plays all the way! Thank you, Blaze!
The Chaos obviously got a huge morale boost right early in the game because of that one. Josh Byrne then gets this goal a few minutes later, where I thought this was a really ugly shot, was going wide, and it just looked really awkward, but he kind of makes me eat my words on that one. It turns out to be a really, really nice bouncer. Weird angle, tough for the goalie to get to. The Archers are really lucky that it wasn't 4 goals in a row earlier in this quarter. Right here, we see a shot rung off the pipe. The rebound is really close too. Then Graham Hossack breaks his stick over, I think maybe, I'm not sure who that is. Either way, a lot going on in that sequence there. Backhand off pipe, rebound almost goes in, broken stick over a dude's arm. Ouch. Of all people, Graham Hossack really should be using a metal stick. Come on. I'm also still completely in awe of the fact that the Archers have an all-lefty defensive unit, all 3 close defenders, and their LSM. I've never seen that before for any unit. Midfield, attack, defense, it's wild. The Archers don't get started scoring in this one until halfway through the first. Quick outlet from their goalie, pushing transition with the long pole here. They make a couple nice passes. Connor Fields shows off his magic, and Mac O'Keefe sneaks in, tiptoes around the crease, and puts it around Blaze. Connor Fields gets another point on this play here. This time he keeps the ball himself, rejects the pick, runs away from it, and just kind of casually jumps to the crease and wraps it around Blaze. That one looked a little too easy. I don't want to say that was necessarily bad defense from Jared Newman, but he got a little too aggressive trying to get around the pick. Just a few seconds later, Ian Mikie tries to get a highlight of his own. He runs around the side of the crease from X, tries to wrap it in with one hand. He doesn't get it to go, but then Josh Byrne grabs the ball, feeds Kyle Jackson with an amazing finish. That's his second goal of the year contender this season, where he is throwing that thing in below his waist. He had a goal earlier this season where he shot it not looking at the net, with his back to the net between the legs. On this one, he has no angle whatsoever, wraps it around one-handed behind the legs. Are you kidding me? Do we have a new king of ultra creative finishes in the PLL. If Blaze didn't score that goal earlier in the game, this goal will be talked about so much more. This deserves a lot more attention. There are so many incredible plays in this game, and it is still only the first quarter. This play was insane too. Tom Schreiber rings one off the post. Tough shot from him, really fast. Ryan Ambler makes the extra effort, dives for the ball. He can't pick it up. One-handed scoop from Josh Byrne. He tries to push a little bit and then finds is that Geddes? Yeah, Geddes. He throws it in the back of the net. It didn't even look like there was any power in this shot. It looked almost like a chip shot over the head of the goalie. All around, that is a lacrosse play there. Grinding for the ground ball, beautiful pass, and an instinctual finish. Mac O'Keefe makes a really slick play here where the ball's about to go out of bounds. He wasn't going to be able to have enough time to pick that thing up cleanly, so he just field hockey passes it to his teammate. Then Connor Fields has another matchup with Jared Newman. He's able to lose him, same as last goal, rejecting the pick, passes to Mac O'Keefe, toe drag, jumps again through the crease. Is that what, the second or third, not crease dive, but like crease jump, kind of jump through casual that they've already had? It wasn't too casual, he still got hit, but amazing first quarter in that game from both sides. Great goals, a lot of highlights, great play from Connor Fields. You got Blaze making that insane goal. You got Kyle Jackson making that even more insane goal. Connor Fields and Mac O'Keefe connect again. They really have some good chemistry going this season, and I'm out of breath. It's only the first quarter. So let's get going on the second quarter here. Mason Woodward ends up getting the ball and pushing, I wouldn't say pushing transition because this is pretty slow from the Archers, but he ends up staying down on offense. Matt Moore, for some reason, decides to throw to him, and he actually gets the goal right on the crease. He got hacked too by Jack Rowlett, who was one of the meanest guys in the league, so not an easy goal, especially with the long pole in traffic like that. I wish my attackman had the confidence to throw it to me when I had my long pole like that. He actually got hacked by Newman and Rowlett. Ouch. I'm telling you, this defense just loves causing pain. Thank God Schreiber's found his old form in the last couple weeks, because he's one of the best players to watch. That couldn't be more apparent on this goal here. He realizes he's a short stick on him, goes full speed, drives into him, rolls away, doesn't even hesitate, and gets this one top left. That's as top corner as you can get, barely with his feet even set. That's why he's called Captain America. That's why he's a how many ever time MVP. He pulls this shot while still spinning. You can't cover that, especially as a shorty. That's the kind of matchup you can exploit when you have both Grant Ament and Tom Schreiber at midfield. 102 without even a real crow hop, kind of taking a step backwards. Yeesh. On this one, we get a ground ball play where Brett Dobson gets out of his net and absolutely tries to chop a tree down with this check here. They work the ball to Josh Byrne, who he is able to execute that one-handed wraparound shot that McKay tried to do earlier. Obviously, Josh Byrne's a little bit more talented than McKay. No hate on McKay. You're great too, but you're not Josh Byrne. Crazy technique on this one because you can actually see at the last second when Josh Byrne almost releases the shot, he flicks his wrist and pulls that one near post. He could have gone far post too, but he sees that Brett Dobson moves the slightest bit, and with the stick only in one hand has enough strength to redirect the angle of that shot. And guys, I'm Thief Strings for a reason, and if I'm seeing correctly, I think Josh Byrne is using the old Lyle Thompson pattern. Josh Byrne does have an ECD ion, but that is pretty similar to the Lakota that Lyle Thompson was using, so that pattern could work on this stick, and if my eagle eyes are correct, I think that's what he's rocking with. The more you know. This game is an absolute highlight fest. I'm loving it. We get a face-off highlight here where both these guys are locked up at the X. I absolutely love these type of face-off plays. I hate that the NCAA is trying to take this type of thing away from us. Right as the crowd gets into it and they start getting into a little bit of an uproar, Jack Rowlett just decides to ruin it by being the mean dickhead that he is. He cross-checks this Archers player right in the back for no reason. It's like he's gaining anything out of that. I do love how Sisselberger and the other Rowlett shake hands after the tie-up. Good spirits there. Another amazing goal from Tom Schreiber on the ensuing man-up play. He catches this one right at the top of the arc, and nothing too fancy here. Just straight gas and incredible placement, like 3/4 underhand. That same exact corner he stung last time. I guess he's got beef with that top left on that goal. Look at that, snuck right inside the pipe. Something actually falls off the goal here. I didn't even notice that first time around. I'm not sure what that was, but he actually broke a part of the goal there. So glad he's back to MVP form, slinging 102 right past Blaze Reardon's head. And a pretty par for the course play from the Chaos here. Little bit of a fight on the face-off ground ball. They lay one body here. I think that I don't even know. I'm not even gonna try. But then here comes Will Bowen. He lays the second body on Mike Sisselberger. That one was late, so they get another penalty. That goal that led to that face-off was because of a penalty. Now, right after the face-off, they get another penalty. Typical Chaos. It's not like Sisselberger's a small guy either. Putting him on his ass like that is pretty impressive. We get a record in this game, 6 whole minutes without a highlight-worthy play. play. 3 minutes left in the quarter. The Archers are swinging the ball around. Marrocco takes a shot. He actually somehow catches his own rebound off the pipe. He makes a lot of these one-handed, like, incredible catches that you would never think a guy would be able to catch, but somehow he always corrals them. Ball ends up in Trey Leclerc's hand, who high heat snipes this one into Blaze Reardon's net. Leclerc just subbed in at attack for the injured Matt Moore, and he obviously didn't wait very long to let his presence be known. Finally, last highlight of the first half, the Archers LSM chases down the face-off man who got the clean breakaway and saves a very likely potential goal with that trail check. Wow, what a half. That's enough highlights, really, that to take us for this whole video. I cannot believe there's a whole 2 quarters left in this game. Not only was this filled with highlights, but this is a really close one. The Chaos are only leading the Archers by 1 goal. The Chaos are playing amazing, getting way more offense than they can usually generate in an entire game just in that half alone. And the Archers, for once, actually looking an organized team with a game plan rather than just a bunch of stars trying to make it work on their own. You guys saw the clips. I don't really need to get into it much more. Let's go right into the second half. And we do even get a break in the game. We don't get a highlight until the 7-minute mark, which isn't usually unique, but for this rapid fire game that we were just watching, that has not been the trend. And with all the great offense, of course I'm going to show you guys the defensive highlights. I include everything when I go through these recaps, especially this one, because this was a beauty. Jack Ryland with his signature over the head check. This was absolutely my favorite thing to do on the field when I played long pole. Sadly for the Chaos and all his PL offense, Blaze Reardon actually exits the game midway through the third quarter. He got hit with 2 or 3 shots right to the kneecap and then another one to his foot. He was getting absolutely beat up, and it was a bit scary because he did miss a few weeks earlier this year with a knee injury. He ended up coming back in the game just a few minutes later, so not a big deal. Kudos to him. On this play, Mikie gets going, which is a great sight for Chaos fans. Nothing too complicated, just sprints to the left and paints that corner. This one actually hit off both pipes. You literally cannot get more accurate than that. Hitting off both pipes and then going into the net. Whew. Another snipe. Nothing special, just shakes left. Give me that corner, baby. Oh, yeah. Towards the end of that quarter, we get that same Connor Fields, Jared Newman matchup again. And this time, Jared Newman's playing him much better. Straight lockdown D from him. That's what we've come to expect from You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Jared played great defense there, unlike in the first half. But it doesn't even matter. He literally throws Connor Fields to the floor. Connor Fields doesn't look at the net for a good 1.5 seconds before he just takes this shot. Are you freaking kidding me? The magic man, Connor Fields, delivers again. I mean, come on. He is locked up. Jared's getting physical with him. Tosses him to the ground. He's not looking at the net and just shovels it into the back of the goal. If you wanted to see a play that just says these pros are better than you will ever be, that's the one. Entering the fourth quarter, the Chaos retain their lead, still only up by 1 goal. Really close one going into clutch time. The Chaos start the quarter man up, and just like Coach drew it up, they swing it around to their feeder, Josh Byrne, who a beautiful no-look pass right to Ross Scott, who catches this kind of hard to handle one on the crease, but puts it away. Insane pass by Byrne, looking off the defense to get them moving, opening up that passing lane. That is a really tough catch from Ross Scott, especially because that was a quick one. High velocity on that feed, really high level play. Sisselberger puts in the extra effort diving for this GB to open it up for his teammates. Trey Leclerc then leaves his mark again on this game with the super slick finish. He hasn't played attack really in the pros, but he shows why he was a lock there for Ohio State for his whole college career. Right at 5-5, everything about his body language says he's going low, and then he stings it up high. He is a really sweet stroke. I love his form. Smart decision to put him on that attack line because he doesn't really have to do much other than just stay in those wide open spaces. He can be an off-ball player. Let Connor Fields, of course, handle the ball. McArdle keeps the shooter on the other side of the field. He can be the right-handed shooter. This attack line with Leclerc, Fields, and O'Keefe is really dangerous. They're super dynamic. They're built really well. They fit together. Even if Matt Moore is healthy, I probably wouldn't even put him back in the lineup. The Chaos come right down the field and get a snipe of their own. This time it's Brett Dobson, who's able to change his speeds a little bit and find himself with some room. Tom Schreiber then answers the answer with a lefty goal of his own and another absolute ping on the corner. That's the 3rd time he's gotten that exact same corner on Blaze Reardon. He 110% has some sort of beef with that corner because there's no reason to be abusing it the way he is right here. We get this funny play from Mike Sisselberger, who I feel like every single game does at least one really goofy thing. I mean, he can't pick up a ground ball to save his life. He's always going for these one-handed, like, just 2 hands on your stick, get low, right? Anyway, on this one, he takes a jump shot, but not the jump shot you're thinking of. I don't even know how to explain this. You see it. I don't know what that was. They don't exactly teach it like that when you're going to the lacrosse clinics, that's for sure. So with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Archers are still down by 1. Connor Fields takes a shot that rings off the post. Boy, that would have been fitting given the amazing performance he had today, but that's the small, tiny margins in this sport. They do end up getting another crack at a game-tying goal here. Back in Connor Fields' stick again. He falls down, somehow evades the check, puts it in his right hand, one-handed, rolls back, finds an open man. O'Keefe makes another miraculous one-handed catch, but it's just too difficult of a catch to corral it, get a good shot off. Bunch of people huddle over the ball. Eventually, the Chaos are able to get that GB, and that is that. That is the game there. One of the most exciting games of the season. If you like offense, I'd say that's the best game of the season. In my opinion, the best game of the season was that one between the Whipsnakes and the Chaos, what, 2 weeks ago? Amazing game, pure offensive wizardry from both sides, really. When the goalie is scoring the first goal of the game, you know you're in for a treat. But not just great plays, all around a great game, super close, down to the wire, 1-goal game pretty much the entire time. Playoff implications, intensity, big hits, great goals. What more could you ask for? I'd say that was the best performance from both of these teams so far this season. Even though they didn't win, I'm especially impressed with the Archers. If they can keep up this form, I really think that they will go to the championship this season. And that honestly goes for the Chaos too. I don't think the Chaos can keep up this form, but if they can, they'll meet the Archers in the finals. Blaze got beat up real bad that game, so I'm happy to see that he did end up coming back and sticking it out. Good on him, and great team win for the Chaos. They really needed that one. Of course, they're playing real physical the entire time. And yeah, let's just go over the notable players and wrap this thing up. On the Chaos side of things, Josh Byrne had 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists, running the show as he always does for them. Jack Ryland locking things down on D, 3 caused turnovers and 2 ground balls, which is especially impressive against the stacked Archers team. Brian Minikis gets himself going a little bit. He had 2 goals and 2 assists. On the other side of the field, Tom Schreiber also with a 5-point game, 3 goals and 2 assists. Connor Fields, same exact stat line, 3 goals, 2 assists. And Trey Leclerc, after being inserted into the starting lineup halfway through the game, he got himself a hat trick. All snipes. Finally, Mike Sisselberger with a great performance at the faceoff X, 72% from him. All right, guys, that is the end of this video. Absolutely action-packed game. So if you thought the highlights and the plays from this game were sick, make sure you share with a friend. Bless their day by letting them see the insane highlights from this game. I mean, I wish all my friends saw this game. This one was incredible. Thank you guys for 100 subscribers on YouTube once again. That was a big goal of mine. The next goal is that nice 1,000. Let's add a 0 to that number. Come on. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and TikTok. We're posting on there pretty much every day. Don't miss a single bit of PL action as we're going in the postseason, a real exciting, serious part of the season. I'm sure these teams are going to ramp up their intensity even more every single week going forward. And that's really all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please drop a like. If you didn't, let me know what I can do better in the comments. I appreciate all your feedback, and I can't wait to see what PL has in store for us next week. Have a good one, guys. Thank you very much.